Hey man, I hope this works. I'm just going to try and run through as briefly as I possibly can, essentially how I use Anki to relate it directly to the lectures. So that way you're not wasting your time and you're not making cards that are inefficient. So basically what we're getting at here is, this is my example for cardio. I got started a little bit early because classes only started yesterday, but I was able to get my hands on some of the material from the second years from last year. So essentially what I would do is I'll create a deck, right? And so this next one is, it's something like role of renal system and control of arterial pressure, right? So role of renal system and control of arterial pressure. He's the teacher. So I just throw it in the same deck with the rest of everything that I have here. And then I'll click on that deck. And I've gotten pretty good at the shortcuts. So I just know that A is automatically going to take me to making a new card. A just means add. Then I go back. I actually have two screens, but I'm trying to keep it all on the one screen so I can show it to you. But yeah, so I've got this here. And so you go to objectives. A lot of the times I don't make a card out of the objective slide, but sometimes I will if I see something interesting out of it. Let's do this one. Perfect. Trying to like move myself out of the frame here. But essentially, I've got my slide ready. And then I click the snipping tool, which is huge. If you use Apple, I'm pretty sure there's an equivalent. It's probably not called snipping tool exactly, but you need a tool like this as opposed to the whole screenshot. I mean, you could do the whole screenshot. It's just not as good. So then I know the shortcut for this is Control N, just meaning Control New, and screenshot just the material. Unfortunately, I have to screen myself into this one, but so I screenshot just that, take that snip, and click back onto Anki. Go back to that card that I was adding, go to the back, Control V, so for pasting it back on there. And then I'll just briefly look over this slide. Like this is my first pass. So I'm just briefly looking over this slide, trying to get a general idea of what exactly we're looking for here. So homeostasis, blah, 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 blah. Kidneys vary their excretion of electrolytes and water, preserve appropriate levels in the body. They match the output to the input. Okay, perfect. So right here, this one says, and a lot of times you do want to try and make it out of the red letters, obviously, but I don't know how it'll work at your school anyways. But I like this because it's kind of something that maybe wasn't 100% intuitive. What organ system, what organ, and then we'll even do organs to make it a true question, work with the cardiovascular system to maintain ECF fluid volume? And then the answer is kidneys, right? And even though that might seem like a simple question or kind of like just a point and shoot question, and we don't get point and shoot questions on our exams, it's still a really good starting point. And you want to have one question for each one of your slides when you're done. So this slide, I think this lecture has maybe 39 slides. So I will have 39 questions that I definitely need to have all the way down pat. Once you have those 39 slides down, so probably after that second or third pass, probably most likely after the third pass, hopefully you have a little bit of time before your exam. You might only even have like 36 hours or 46 hours, but you'll just be doing the card, right? So you'll say, we'll do the card, and you'll be like, all right, kidneys, perfect. I knew that one. Now, if you need a challenge for yourself, you should start making cards out of the card, essentially. So you just do the same thing, go to snipping, go to Control New, then click A again, and make another card out of this one with something that maybe you didn't notice the first time. Let's see here. Ensures vascular space is filled with sufficient volume and that blood can circulate normally. Take homeostasis goes hand in hand with regulation of arterial pressure. Okay. Homeostasis of body fluid goes along with regulating what? Arterial pressure. And that's really it. I mean, I definitely for us, I guess it's always different for you guys, and I don't know exactly how you're getting tested, but you really want to do your best to stay on track with whatever your school, whatever your college, your university is throwing at you, and try not to get into the weeds. I know I've been talking to the first years here, and they're already talking about how they want to use Amboss, or they want to use Picmonic, or they want to use TrueLearn, or whatever third-party resource. And I would just recommend staying away from that until you are very comfortable with the material that the school is just directly throwing at you. And yeah, just reach out to me if you need anything else. And if this video doesn't work. All right, see you, dude.